Dillian, the body snatcher White. What's going on, all? It's the aftermath. Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury, breaking news. It's finally on, man. It's finally official. Dillian Whyte has signed his part. Fury signed his part, man. The fight's going ahead. April 23rd at Wembley Stadium. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I want to talk about the delay first of all. Why was the fight taking so long? Well, obviously because Dillian Whyte was, you could say, buying time. I mean, he was mandatory. He was given the mandatory position from the WBC, and he decided to go against the splits of 80-20. Right, he disagreed with that, so he wanted a bigger split. Now, this is very similar to the Buster Douglas versus Evander Holyfield. Very similar. But instead, Dillian Whyte's not Evander Holyfield. You know, he's not the guy, the heavy favourite. You know, he's not the guy that's the people's champion. He's the complete opposite, you know, and that's not in a disrespectful way or anything like that, but he is a heavy underdog in this fight. So the 80-20 split would have remained the same regardless, because you got to understand that Dillian Whyte did get knocked out from a 40-year-old Povetkin. Dillian Whyte hasn't fought much places besides the UK. Tyson Fury is now an international star. You know, you got people like The Rock, you got people like Sylvester Stallone, you got people like obviously the great Mike Tyson. You know, talking about him, you know, talking with him, things like that. His name is going around the world. You know, what he pulled off against Deontay Wilder was great. You know, for him to go to his backyard and beat him the way that he did is a huge accomplishment. You know, he's also done the same with Klitschko. You know, he went to his backyard and beat him as well. Dillian Whyte hasn't done anything like that. Dillian Whyte hasn't had a title shot yet. You know where I'm coming from? So Dillian Whyte, I believe, was definitely, you could say, buying time. Now, why was he buying time? Did he really want a higher split? Or was it more to do with trying to get his name known around the world? Because you know how Tyson Fury is. You know, when he's not fighting or if there's delays or whatever, he's always running his mouth about something, you know. So it could have been a publicity move from White. I'm not sure what exactly what it was. It could have been because of his shoulder. Maybe he was buying some of the injury. Or maybe he just did want more money. You know, maybe he was just thinking, I am a pay-per-view star, I deserve more. I'm not sure what the reason is, but the 80-20 split is very fair to me. Now, that's out of the way. The fight's going to happen. And you also got to ask yourself, why did Dillian Whyte sign it hours before the deadline too, you know? Was there something wrong? You know, there's a lot of questions in the air. But obviously, you know, the fight's going ahead, so you can just jot that on your calendar and know that it's not because you were scared or anything like that, you know. Dillian Whyte hasn't had a title shot since he's been boxing. You know, he hasn't had a title shot for the heavyweight championship of the world. He hasn't had one. This is his only chance, or, you know, you could say his only chance in a while. I don't know if he'll get another shot after this. I mean, you never know. He may pull off, you know, a knockout win. You never know, you know, but I don't think that he will. So, I mean, it'll be stupid for him to give up this opportunity, massive opportunity, against an international star. Now, this will be the homecoming for Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury hasn't boxed in the UK for a very long time, you know. So this is going to be a massive fight, I believe. I'm expecting this to sell out immediately. especially in the UK. And I'm expecting a lot of people tuning into this fight. You know, people want to definitely see um, what's next after the fight. You know, and not only that, people want to see Dillian Whyte get a shot. You know, I know that a lot of people have seen that he has been mistreated, and I believe he has as well. You know, he has been mistreated from the WBC. So it's about time that he does get a shot, and I'm glad that he went ahead with it. You know, now I'm going to break down the fight. You know, seeing that it's going ahead April 23rd. Now the fight is going to be um, it's going to be very interesting in my opinion. It could either go one or two ways here. Either Fury could outbox the guy. You know, he's got a huge height, huge reach advantage. You know, Dillian Whyte doesn't really have that movement where he can, you know, push people back that move like Fury. You know, he doesn't have that movement. If Dillian Whyte's gonna win, it has to be by knockout. He's not gonna win on points, that's for sure. That's for sure, that's certain. He ain't gonna win on points. You know, you look at a guy like Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson, the way that they used to move. Now, obviously, they did move differently, but they moved in a way where they could push the bigger guy back, you know, where they could come in with a lunging hook. You know, go back to Ali versus Frazier, you know, when Frazier catches Ali while he's on the back foot, you know. Dillian Whyte doesn't do that. Dillian Whyte's an inside fighter. Dillian Whyte is a guy that he likes you to come inside the pocket and he likes to box you on the inside. So, I mean, if Tyson Fury does that style and the Kronk style and he makes it an inside fight, then he may have a lot of problems here. He may have a lot of problems because Dillian Whyte is good at that. You know, he's good at inside fighting. Tyson Fury, I believe, needs to improve a lot on the front foot. A lot. You know, he's great on the back foot, no doubt. But coming forward, he's not that great in my opinion. You know, I believe that Whyte can definitely catch him with a short left hook and knock him out. For sure. You know, but that's just the thing though. You know, Tyson Fury is a guy that he really does adapt to fights. So let's just say that Whyte does knock him down. You know, Fury's recovery time is good. As soon as he goes to the corner, he's got a guy like, you know, Sugar Hill talking to him, shouting at him, you know, telling him exactly what's up. So he's got that experience in his corner and he can adapt. He can switch things up. So let's just say he's coming forward. He can switch and go back on the back foot, you know, outbox him. So Dillian Whyte really needs to make this into a dog fight. He really needs to get under Fury's skin. And I believe he really needs to somehow get Fury on the ropes or make Fury come forward towards him. You know, he needs to be able to exchange inside the pocket. Because if Fury's running away, going southpaw and jabbing, Fury can outbox him 7 days a week, twice on a Sunday, as Fury says, you know. And that's just, it's that simple. So, I mean, I'm glad the fight's going ahead. I believe Dillian Whyte should really work on doing lunging hooks, you know. He should be prepared that Fury may end up going on the back foot if he catches him. He needs to prepare for that, you know. And possibly, you know, needs to have a few game plans in mind for this fight, not just the one. You know, because Tyson Fury can change up the fight whenever he wants. And I won't be surprised if he does that. And I'm looking forward to the fight for sure. You know, I think that Tyson Fury is going to win. He's the heavy favourite. But, as I said, if he comes forward, he could run straight into trouble. And Dillian Whyte's job here is to make sure that he gets inside his head and he makes sure that he finishes the job. If he knocks him down early in a round, he needs to finish the job where Fury can't go back to the corner and listen to Sugar Hill. That's what he needs to do. He needs to finish the job as soon as he can. Because Fury will adapt. Fury will find a way to win. You know, that's what he does. So, the theory is right, you know, to beat Tyson Fury, you do need to nail him to the canvas. Any of these guys, obviously Usyk is on a different level boxing-wise. But when you talk about, you know, Dillian Whyte, Chisora, you know, a few other names in line, you could basically say most of the top 10, you have to nail him to the canvas to win. You know, he's that sort of fighter. And if you knock him down early, finish him off. You know, but it's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm expecting fireworks for sure. And let's see what Fury shows up. And let's see if Dillian Whyte can change his comfortableness of just waiting inside the pocket. Let's see if he can land some lunging hooks in this fight, you know. Go out of his comfort zone. But it's a good fight overall. I'm picking Fury to win. I'm glad that it's on finally, man. April is stacked now with a lot of fights, and I'm looking forward to this one for sure. I'm going to jot that on the calendar, April 23rd, man. But let me know your take on it, man. Leave a comment. Look forward to hearing back from you. Obviously, man, you know, subscribe to the channel and all that. But mainly leave a comment. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it as always. Thanks for tuning in. Peace. God bless.